Hello, everybody, and welcome for Marietta High School. Here we are about to kick off with Potros FC taking on Dalton United, week number 7. Game number 5 for Potros, game number 6 for Dalton. We have an exciting one in store here today. Two teams looking to try to cement a position in the playoff positions. Dalton United sitting pretty comfortably near the top of the table. Potros just holding on to that last playoff spot at this point. Both teams having a very similar start to the season, faced most of the same opponents so far and had similar results. So we're expecting this one to be a very close lineup. I'm Christopher Oranga bringing you the match here today. If you want to get all the information for today's match, some inside scoop, scan the QR code on your screen, or you can click the link in the description to take you to the match program, which will have some players, highlights, some information about the two teams, and all the information that you can follow along at home and with this match. So as we get ready for kickoff, the teams getting their final instructions from their coaches, getting their final equipment ready, and we'll be right back to bring you all the action here at Marietta High School. So as the teams get their final preparations, we had a chance to catch up with Coach Frankie Ruiz for Potros during the week, and he had some words to say. Let's check in what he had to say about this match today.
How are you feeling about the game this weekend?
Man, honestly, the game this weekend is going to be exciting. It's a little bit of a rival for me as Dalton United's coach by my counterpart at Reinhardt University, women's coach Alejandro. So we're definitely going to take it personal for us for sure. Yeah, we definitely just had a new signing on defense, and hopefully we get his debut this weekend. And honestly, we got some good guys in the attack, and it's a good problem to have as a head coach when it comes to the amount of talent that we have right now. So it's just trying to find those chess pieces and do it right.
Win ugly or lose beautifully?
That one's tough. Always want to win, but if you lose beautifully, it's full respect.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Oh, Ronaldo, hands down.
So as you can see, Coach Frankie Ruiz is a Ronaldo fan. Ronaldo's known for working extremely hard and grinding out results, and that's what we can try to expect from Potros today. A lot of good preparation this week. We know it's going to be a tough one going against Dalton United, multiple-time champions of the Georgia division. Now it's going to be a tough one here at home, back at home, looking for the first 3 points at home this season. Some changes to the lineup. 2 changes from the last time out against Albion, where Potros had that come from behind draw, but still yet to get a win at home this season. 1 win away as the teams get ready to line up, and we'll get some information about the starting lineups after the national anthem. But again, when you up on your screen will come up that QR code. Like we said, QR code is there. Also, the link in the description will take you. You can see the recent results for both of these teams there. We can see that they've played a lot of the similar opponents and had very similar results. We'll be back to bring you the starting lineups and get ready for this match. And here we are getting ready for the starting. We're going to give you the starting lineup of Dalton United, the visiting team, wearing all white. They are going to have Nestor Mendez in goal. In the defense, Barajas, Marengo, and David Saldana. In the midfield, Ramirez, Arreguin, Ishizuka, and Saika. And up top, Brown, Van den Essen, and Ruiz. For Potros, the starting lineup, as mentioned when we saw Coach Frankie Ruiz, his comments before the match, we've got a debutant, number 55, Kwesi Paul, starting in the defense, alongside Evan Greenberg, Omar Barrow, and Latrell Bradshaw. In the midfield, Captain Benjamin Uranga will be playing alongside with Spencer Van Buskirk and Pedro Lima. And up top, Jimmy Lee Noel, Nazario Mbomio, and Sean McKeever returns to the lineup after missing out last time. Cameron Verona, longtime goalkeeper. We got a chance to catch up with him this week as well. In the weekly Potros FC podcast, he spoke about his time at Potros, everything that it takes to play at this level. So if you want to check that out, it's on our YouTube channel as well. As we get ready for the final steps before kickoff, we'll see Potros will be in all black, going from left to right on your screen. Dalton will be in the all white, going from right to left as the teams get their final huddle in. We can see two changes to Potros' lineup as Kwesi Paul comes into the team, makes his debut today in the defense. The 30-year-old defender from Granada has a lot of experience, has played with the national team of Granada, has previously played under Frankie Ruiz in college ball. Now he's here with Potros making his debut today. Sean McKeever also returns to the lineup after missing out last time. One of the surprising things that we saw it last week as well, but Darinho starting on the bench, the club's all-time leading scorer. Because of personal reasons, he missed most of the training, and so Coach Frankie Ruiz made the decision to start him on the bench today. But Sean McKeever was a previous top scorer. Jimmy Lee Noel last game had 2 assists, and Nazario Mbomio got a goal on his debut as well. So it's not lacking on the front. We'll get ready to start in just a second, and the referee gets his final check. We're going to have Dalton United kicking us off, and we are underway. We'll get this game going here at Marietta High School. So quickly, the ball comes into the midfield with Ramirez playing all the way back. Going to look for the long switch, looking for Ishizuka on that wing, this left wing here. But Greenberg gets his head to it. Now McKeever gets his first touch. Uranga, starting in the midfield today, gets the ball forward. Lima carrying the ball. We're used to seeing Lima in the front line. He's also starting in the midfield today. So a couple of changes in the midfield for Potros. Seems like something that Frankie Ruiz has spent a lot of time. Unfortunately, last week, Potros' match with SSL SC ended up getting postponed due to weather. So this week, they had a lot of time on the training pitch to get things right. And we'll see some of those decisions from Frankie Ruiz today on the field. Frankie Ruiz, head coach of Reinhardt University for the men's team, facing off against Alejandro Duero, the head coach of Dalton United, previous coach at Dalton State, now taking over the women's team at Reinhardt University. So 2 coaches who know each other well. There'll definitely be a bit of a personal battle there between them, as mentioned from Ruiz in his interview from the week. Cross from Noel, just a little too high. He's going to go out for a goal kick. Goal kick for Dalton. Marengo going to be on the ball looking for a long switch. Finding Ruiz. Tries to head it on, trying to find Brown. Now Van den Essen gets the ball from deep. Van den Essen, the top scorer of Dalton this season. Second top scorer of the league with 7 goals in 5 matches. And good movement of the ball here from Dalton. We know they can move the ball really well. They're set up in their typical 3 in the back system that they like to use with wingers that fly up and down the field. That one looking for Ishizuka but not able to get it. So Greenberg will be the one in the throw. Potros in a 4-3-3 as they typically have been using in recent matches. Long throw looking for Mbomio. Can't get his head to it. And now that one by Uranga is going to be safely into the hands of Nestor Mendez. Here's another long ball attempt. We're going to see that pretty typical from Dalton United. We see that from them a lot of the time. Looking for those, like I mentioned, those wingers over the top. Here's Arreguin coming over to take the throw. Quickly in play. Now Ramirez. Uranga picking it out. Now Lima has a chance to carry forward. Looking for Noel. Has some work to do. Tried to find Mbomio, but Mbomio was in an offside position, and so he had to let that one go. Lima tried to get back on the run, but wasn't able to get to it. Now Mendez playing out here with Saika. Now Marengo. Saika again. Pressure from the Potros front line. Ball through the middle. Finds Ruiz. Lays it off for Saika. Now switched wide. A chance here for Dalton to try to find a way through, but Kwesi Paul was there. Now Van Buskirk trying to win that midfield battle, but too many white jerseys around him. Dalton will have a chance to possess now. Here's Arreguin. Looking to find a way through. Brown. Hands here from Ruiz. Gets the ball forward to Van Den Essen. A strong tackle there from Paul. Oh, sorry, Barrow that was. Now Noel trying to break through. Gets fouled in the process, and now it will be a free kick for Potros. So Potros able to withstand the pressure from Dalton. We can see, like we mentioned, those wingers getting high up the line. They've got the two strikers up top. So it's going to be a lot to handle for this Potros defense. But so far, they've done a good job. Barrow getting it back into play. Van Buskirk. Switching wide to Greenberg. He has options in front of him. Goes with Lima. Now Barrow. Into the midfield to Van Buskirk. His first touch is helpful. Here's Bradshaw. Finding Mbomio, but Marengo stepped in time and put that one out of throw. You can see Dalton now dropping those wingers very far back and having almost a line of 5 defenders. Noel trying to find his way through but can't get there. Ball played forward by Van Den Essen. Van Den Essen and Brown connecting. Now Ruiz. McKeever puts his foot in and is able to loosen the possession, but Saldana comes away with it for Dalton. Here's Van Den Essen. And Bradshaw picks that one out. Chance for Potros to break on the counter. Noel. Plays it to Van Buskirk. Has Greenberg coming up this right-hand side. Uses him. Now trying to find McKeever, but the pass was just short. Cleared away by Arreguin, and now Paul will come away with it. Played across to Barrow. Uranga has pressure. Does well to find Bradshaw. Another pass trying to go through the middle, but picked out by Dalton's defense. Neither team really having any chances so far in this match. It's been a possession battle going back and forth. Neither team able to find the break to really create anything so far. Here's a chance for Dalton as they get the ball forward. Trying to find another ball into the box, but that one will be picked up by Verona. Oh, the long ball hits the back of Van Buskirk. Does well. Now Greenberg gets forced out of bounds. So a little bit of a lack of concentration, a lack of focus. And now a chance here for Dalton. But Greenberg does well to shuffle that one to shield it out for a throw-in. Nearly able to play out of the corner, but the referee said the ball just went out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in for Dalton with numbers forward. Short ball into Saika. Trying to find Van Den Essen, but the ball was a little heavy. Now cleared. McKeever not able to keep it in. Arreguin looking for an option. Goes to... Looked for Ramirez, but Ramirez was not able to find his teammate, and now will be a goal kick. Chance here for Potros. The ball played forward. Here's Mbomio. Mbomio continuing, cutting inside. Good defense there from Dalton to stop the striker. A good flick on there. Here's a chance for Dalton now on the other side. Gets into the box. It's Brown. He tries the shot to the back post but can't get it on target. Almost the opening goal there from Dalton. Just slightly off target. Look again as that chance for Brown just got in behind the defense, timed his run to perfection, had a chance there on the 1v1. Verona came out and closed the angle, made it difficult, but probably should have done better. We'll want that one back. Now Potros with a chance to get some possession. Noel connecting with Oranga. Oranga's ball forward. Good win there from Arreguin. But Noel still moving into this midfield, helping out to keep possession. McKeever's ball trying to find Van Buskirk, but off balance. Now Ishizuka connecting with Saika. Here's Ramirez, apologies. And a foul there by McKeever as Ishizuka tried to shuffle his way through the pressure. But got clipped in the process. A chance here. Now Ramirez on the ball. Lays it short. Here's Ishizuka. Back to Ramirez. McKeever's foot gets in the way. And now Jimmy Lee Noel with some space. Trying to get it forward to Lima, but just doesn't stay in. A good block there from Oranga. As Dalton again tried to do that switch across the field. They've done it many times already this game, but now they find some space in the middle. Here's Ruiz. Now Van Den Essen. Van Den Essen continuing, getting some space. Can he find some danger? Has to go 1v1 with Paul. Now gets it to Ishizuka. Greenberg there, but a cross comes in. Barrow gets his foot in the way, now cleared. Still some work to do. Here's Dalton. Ramirez going 1v1 with Lima. Finds Marengo wide. Marengo's cross. Ball finds Paul, and Paul's header safely to the hand of Verona. Good awareness there from the experienced center back to find his goalkeeper. Verona trying to release Mbomio, but Saldana got his foot to it. Only as far as a Potros throw in. Greenberg coming forward to take it. Has Van Buskirk in support. Finds him. Van Buskirk getting his head up. Goes to Oranga. Back to Van Buskirk. Switched all the way across. Here's Bradshaw with some space to carry. Bradshaw's going to have one. Oh, and it's just wide. Not really that dangerous, but did take a deflection, so it will be a corner kick for Potros. So a speculative opportunity there from Latrell Bradshaw, the left back in today's game. He's played in many different positions throughout the season. Van Buskirk coming over to take the corner. Goes along the ground, but the Dalton player able to get to it first. only as far as Jimmy Lee Noel, but Noel loses his balance with the pressure from Brown, forcing a throw-in. Referee Brendan Dunavant making it known early that he's going to be very particular about the position of these throw-ins. Ball to Van Den Essen, played forward. Brown trying to flick it back. Van Den Essen gets to it. Still going. It's Van Den Essen. At the edge of the box. Gets it back to Brown. Van Den Essen to the back post. Oh, but it's over and no teammate there. Just floats into the back post. Referee crew today. Getting involved early, but not really too much to do so far. Just a couple of fouls. We've got Brendan Dunavant as the center. Ethan Bruns and Carlos Rondon are the assistant referees, and Griffin Westbrook is the fourth official for today. Bradshaw struggling to clear that one and eventually gets it out safe for a throw-in. Throw-in. Barajas gets it in. Finds Van Den Essen's feet. A tackle there from Barrow. Barrow again getting his foot forward. Now Mbomio has a chance. Wide to McKeever. McKeever looking for an option. Looking to find Uranga. Uranga has a chance here. Oh, but Marengo gets in front of it before Uranga can get to it. Oh, but that's going to be a free kick for Potros. A foul called against Marengo as Uranga tried to get through him. A little bit of a grab on the shoulder. Wins the free kick. As this one gets up, let's see that again. Oh, we just get the final seconds of it. Yeah, we can just see the final seconds. Not a very clear view on the replay of what exactly happened, but from what we saw in the stadium, as Uranga and Marengo stepped in front of Uranga. Uranga was able to shift around, and it seemed like in the process that Marengo just grabbed the shoulder. I think a card was shown. Didn't see it, but I believe a card was shown to Marengo. But here's a chance from Potros, just about 20 yards, 22 yards from goal, right near the middle. Uranga stepping up, Van Buskirk alongside him as well. Uranga playing in the midfield today, was able to get that run forward and really caused some danger for that defense of Dalton. But here's a chance to open the scoring. And Buster steps over Uranga. Goal! Benjamin Uranga from the free kick gets his spot, won the free kick himself, and puts it away to give Potros the lead here in the 16th minute. Potros 1, Dalton 0. We've seen him do it before. We see him do it again. Van Buskirk just stepping over. Uranga finding that back post into the bottom corner and gives Potros the early lead here at Marietta High School. Back in the kickoff, Dalton United is going to look to try to respond. They're getting their numbers forward. Had their chances so far, but so far Potros has done well and took advantage of that opportunity right there from Benjamin Uranga in the midfield. Now a ball played forward. Bradshaw gets his head to it. Here's Ramirez finding. Oh, and that's going to be a foul for Dalton. Now they get their chance, and a yellow card is going to come out, and it's going to be shown to Sean McKeever. A challenge from behind, so a chance now. Dalton, this one's definitely a lot further out, but a chance nonetheless to get some danger in. Van Den Essen stands in front of it, the top scorer for Dalton this season. Hasn't been too involved in the attack, has created some chances, but hasn't really gotten the end of them. They might want to try to get him involved if they want to try to come back into this game, but here's Ramirez, Ishizuka, and Van Den Essen. a bit far to try the attempt for a shot, but we'll see what they decide to do. Might look for a cross as they get some numbers forward. Saika joining into the box now. They've also got Ruiz and Marengo up there. Chance here. Looks like Ishizuka is going to play it short. Here's Van den Essen from another angle, trying the shot. It bounces in, but it just goes into the hands of Verona. It almost fell to the feet of Saika, who got into the box. But now a chance as Potros. Verona's playing that one forward, looking for Mbomio. The header from Saldana gets it down. Lima now playing forward. Here's Mbomio. Mbomio with a chance at the edge of the box. Has some options. Driving in. Trying to get in forward. Gets it across. Oh, and it's blocked by the Dalton defender. And now played out for a throw. And an opportunity there. And it just came off of Van Buskirk, it seems, as the referee is pointing for a Dalton throw-in. But what a chance there on the quick counter from that free kick. Verona's ball forward. Released Mbomio. Got into that box. Put it in a dangerous position. But well dealt with by the Dalton defense. And now, of course, Donovan, the referee, as we've seen so far, making sure that these throw-ins are taken from the right position. As that ball was cleared out all the way near the corner. Marengo going to be on the throw-in. Getting it forward. Lima up. Looks like Lima got his head to it, and the referees agree it's going to be a throw-in for Dalton again. Thrown in. Comes off of Bradshaw. We'll take a look at that opportunity once again as Mbomio got the ball. And yeah, Ishizuka actually coming back and supporting the defense. Got his foot to it, not allowing that ball through to McKeever. If that ball had gone through, McKeever was right there. But now Dalton's still trying to get the ball forward. Ball bouncing right at the edge, and Barrow trying to go for it, but Barajas gets to it. But a foul is going to be called against Barrow as Barajas jumped into the Gambian center back. And Barrow's going to stay down for a little bit, but we'll see if he's okay. Verona getting the ball back underway. Going long, looking for Mbomio, but that's going to be easily dealt with by Arreguin. Greenberg on a great touch, gets the ball to McKeever. McKeever, what a ball through. Here's Mbomio. Mbomio with a chance. Gets it into the front post. Goal! Nazario Mbomio takes his chance. 2 in 2 games. Doubles the lead for Potros in the 21st minute. A great ball forward by Greenberg on that first touch. Gets it to McKeever, and McKeever connecting with Mbomio, and Mbomio finishing calmly in that front post. The Equatorial Guinean getting his second goal in 2 matches. And we can see again a perfect run, a perfectly timed pass. Saw the keeper off his line, saw the gap, and took it into that corner. Potros with a strong start in this half at home. Something they really worked on. They've not started strong in their last matches. Something that was really focused on by Frankie Ruiz. Got his team focused today, and they've come out with a statement so far. They've still got about 70 minutes to play, though. The game's not over. Here's Arreguin getting the ball forward. Uranga in the midfield, showing his strength so far. Here's Kwesi Paul, calmly shielding the ball, trying to get past Yasu Shizuka, but still has pressure and still some work to do, but the ball eventually goes out. And it looks like it's going to be a free kick for Dalton, an indirect free kick. It looks like a dangerous play was called against Paul as he went down on the ground. But a chance here for Dalton. They're getting players into the box. Greenberg getting into the wall, a one-man wall for Verona. They'll have to deal with this one well if they want to stay in a good lead. Cross comes into the front post. Verona gets his hand to it. Still coming through. Here's Ishizuka. Gets his cross in. Paul with the header. Still some work to do. Marengo with the shot. But that one just safely goes out for a goal kick. But what an opportunity there from Dalton. We'll see what we can see from that one. Again, apologies. There's that chance again from Marengo at the edge of the box. Not really testing, but that free kick was very challenging for Verona, but did well to deal with it. Now still some chance here is Potros trying to get back in possession. Ball played forward. Barrow has to deal with it. Has to go with Brown. Brown gets his touch, but Barrow gets the second touch. Still work to do. Plays it off of Barajas. Going to be a throw-in for Potros. So far, a good battle here. Dalton not letting up. They're still putting the pressure on. Marengo getting the ball forward. Uranga steps to it. Barrow's clearance gets off of Brown, but back to him. Now he successfully clears, but Saldana's going to control it. Oh, a heavy touch, and Lima picks it up. Now McKeever looking for an option. Has Lima coming forward. Tries to go across to Mbomio instead. The header from Ramirez gets it forward. Buskirk there to block the clearance. Now Marengo played forward. Brown tries to flick it on. Greenberg going to get it forward. Adregin, his touch is too soft, but it managed to find Ishizuka either way. Ishizuka carrying the ball forward. He's been a strong player for Dalton. A strong challenge in there, but Greenberg does well to clean it up. McKeever still going. The ball's still in play. Ishizuka coming back to pressure. Now McKeever gets it across to Noel. Noel trying to toe poke it. Mbomio going to try to work with this one. The ball's still loose. Lima with the shot. Oh, but it's too soft, and Mendez is going to pick that one up. Nearly there again for Potros. So you can see the strength in their breaks as they go forward. This McKeever, Mbomio, Noel, Lima, all very skillful players. Anytime they are able to connect in the front can be dangerous. Dalton not really getting Van den Essen involved in the game as much as they probably should be. Here he is on the ball now, but all the way deep in his own half. Van den Essen trying to find a way to unlock this Potros defense. Gets it to Ruiz. Back to Van den Essen. Now Ishizuka, but Greenberg does well with the pressure. Kwesi Paul with the header, getting it out of bounds. Yeah, Ishizuka has been pretty much the standout player for Dalton. He's been their main driver of the ball, getting that ball forward on multiple occasions and also helping out on defense. Here's Ramirez. Can't get past Uranga. Uranga's ball forward, looking for Mbomio, but Saldana gets his foot in the way. Now Saika. Looking for Van den Essen, but it goes loose to Greenberg. Noel can't control. Still with Dalton. And spoke too soon. Now Potros on the ball. Pedro Lima has some work to do. Needs support, but can't find it. Ends up losing possession. Here's Saika trying to get Brown forward. Brown looking to pick up his cross. Looking for Van den Essen on the back post. Van den Essen's header can't get it towards goal. Now Barrow playing out. Lima back to Barrow. Barrow trying to find Mbomio forward. Saldana got up and put Mbomio off, and now Dalton back in control. It's been really Dalton really having the bulk of the possession, it seems, so far in the Potros half, but Potros defending very well. You can see that midfield much stronger than we've seen in previous matches. Uranga stepping in there and really providing extra balance. That ball forward to Brown. Bradshaw gets up and wins the header. Uranga now clears. A little bit of a miscommunication, but nonetheless, ball was away to safety. You can see all 11 of Potros players back in their half defending. Really looking to secure this 2-0 lead as we get into the second part of the first half. A long ball forward, and Paul gets his head to it. Finds Noel in the midfield. Noel's heavy touch only gets as far as Ishizuka. A strong challenge there by Noel, and it's going to get called for a foul, and the card's going to come out on this one as well. A very hard challenge from behind. Definitely a yellow card. Take a look at it again, but that just shows the intensity that Potros are playing with those challenges. Not necessary to make those types of fouls, but it shows how much they want to try to win these balls and really put pressure on Dalton. But now they need to be careful, particularly Noel and McKeever so far with cards. They'll need to be careful not to be too aggressive. Ishizuka still on the ground, taking his time to get up. But a free kick now for Dalton. We can see Duero, the head coach, on his feet, giving instructions to the team, and Ruiz for Potros has not sat down at all. He's been on his feet since the first whistle. Chance here for Dalton. Ishizuka's going to take it. Ramirez getting into the edge of the box. Puts his cross in. Almost gets through. Paul able to clear. Shouts for a handball. It looked like it came off his leg. Now Mbomio getting the ball under control. Now Lima carrying forward. Bradshaw with a little bit of a hard time as he was running forward and the ball was behind him. And now Dalton back in possession. So a little bit of a mistake from the Potros players. And Donovan once again, the referee being very particular on the throw-ins. Been consistent with that. Here's Barajas with a flick on. Van den Essen now on that far side. Trying to get the ball into the box. Potros making it as difficult as possible to do so. Now Barajas at the edge of the box, trying to cut inside. Uranga thought about putting a foot in, didn't. Now Barrow does and gets the ball. Finds Lima. Lima trying to switch it. McKeever is going to get up. Arreguin was there as well. And McKeever's a little bit slow now to get up. Now back on his feet. Still some work to do. Van den Essen getting the ball into the box. Paul going to head it back to Verona. Good awareness there from Paul. So a little bit of confusion as the assistant referee put the flag up. It looked like he was signaling for a foul, but there wasn't any foul. Just a player on Dalton. Looks like that's Arreguin who's down. Having a little bit of an issue after that challenge with McKeever in the middle. So ultimately, the Potros players a little bit upset because they were on the attack, but the right decision as they believe it was a head injury. It looks like he's grabbing his leg, so it may not have been, but when those situations come up, you want to be as safe as possible. You don't want to take any risks. So it was a good stop of the play to give Arreguin the attention he needs. We can see a full bench for Potros today. Some standout players like Darinho not starting today is an option off the bench. But Arreguin looks like it actually might have been on his arm where he had some pain. He's getting some attention from the first responder on site. Interestingly, the player's not asked to leave the field. So he'll continue on, it looks like. Or maybe he'll go off on the near side. We'll see what happens. No, it looks like he'll stay on. So play continues. And now Potros back in possession. And Paul looking for Bradshaw on the switch. Ends up playing it out for a throw-in. And Donovan, again, not happy with the position of the throw-in. Now talking to the player, he said that he's not going to keep reminding them every time of where they need to take the throw-in from. Arango getting the ball forward, and Jack Brown ended up being the last one to touch that one. Now the ball back into play. Here's Jimmy Lee Noel. Finding Greenberg. Greenberg looking for an option to go forward. Now finds McKeever. McKeever trying to flick it onto Mbomio, but they were not in close enough to the ball. Now Saldana. Plays with Saika. Saika has some space to carry. Looking for an option. Connects with Ramirez. Now Ruiz. To Jack Brown. Forward to Ruiz, and Ruiz can't find his teammate. That one will go out for a goal kick. 33rd minute. If you want to get the inside scoop on this match, more information including player spotlights including some information about the coaches and both teams, some results throughout the season. You can scan the QR code on the screen or look at the link in the description to get access to the match program. It's a new endeavor that Potros are doing for their home matches to give the fans involved in the game. It's not just about the players, it's about you guys as well. Goal kick from Verona. Can't find his teammate. It's going to be a throw-in for Dalton. Marengo's going to be very careful to make sure that he's taking it from the right position this time. No complaints from Donovan. Now Brown. Trying to get Barajas going forward. Barrow's going to try to shield it out, but no, decides to cut back instead. Nice awareness from the center back. Dalton going all the way back to Mendes. Lima putting the pressure on, forcing Mendes to go long. Looking for Barajas. Bradshaw gets up. Now Ramirez. Jurgen Ramirez goes back to David Saldana. Nestor Mendes looking to find a teammate. Van Busker wins the header. Nearly found Lima with some space, but that ball's on top. Bit of a tennis match right now as the ball goes back and forth. But now Uranga wins the free one, but a foul's going to be called back on Bradshaw on that far side against Barajas. Dalton moving the ball around the back, looking for chances to go forward. Now really have pulled Potros out this time. Now a ball forward, looking for Ishizuka. A tough one there. Gets around Verona, and Ishizuka's going to finish it. Goal for Dalton. And across the break, we saw Dalton playing across. Potros decided to play the high press for the first time that we've really seen them do it this half. And Dalton took advantage, was able to get in behind in the space. And from there, Ishizuka, with a little bit of luck on his side, able to get that ball around Verona and finish it off again. We talked about Ishizuka, but that turn there from Ramirez, just finding in behind Greenberg and just flicked it around Verona. And then on the second attempt, into the back of the net. Ishizuka, the main danger man for Dalton in this match so far on this near side. He's been a struggle to deal with, but here's Potros back in possession, looking to now only with a 1-goal lead, going close to the halftime whistle. We're about 10 minutes left, plus added time. Oh, and a missed pass there. It's going to allow Potros to get some breathing room as they're able to get forward. And again, just a lack of concentration. We've seen it a couple times in this match. But the throw-in was behind Lima. Lima wasn't even looking at the ball. But now the ball forward to Mbomio. Noel with the volley, but unable to get it on target. It was a nice attempt, a nice play there from Mbomio to lay it off for Noel, but just not able to get the contact he was looking for. Saldana has pressure from McKeever, but McKeever lets him go. Again, that midfield line from Potros and the defense is a big gap between them. That's what happened in the goal. This time Van den Essen trying to carry the ball forward from deep. Good step there from Paul. Noel and Van Buskirk eventually comes through. Now a ball through. Here's Mbomio onside. Has a chance to get back into the lead. Mbomio, goal! Goal! Nazario Mbomio with his second of the match. Potros' third gets Potros back into a 2-goal lead in the 38th minute. A quick counter there as Van den Essen drove forward. Started with that step from Paul. Right, apologies, wrong clip. We'll get that replay up in a second. Here it is. But that finish there from Mbomia, we just get the last seconds of it. But a great play from Paul to step in, win that ball back. A quick play from Van Buskirk to get the ball forward and find Mbomia with space. The flag stayed down, and a great finish there from Mbomia, showing his prolific scoring in front of goal. Ishizuka getting forward, gets fouled. Greenberg with the foul. Going to be a free kick for Dalton in the corner here. Referee talking to Greenberg. But again, Ishizuka once again causing the danger for Dalton. Getting his second goal of the season today, Ishizuka. Becomes the second player from Dalton United to get more than a goal. The other being Yipyanda Essen, who has 7 goals on the season. Hasn't been a danger in front of goal today. Has been more of a creator from deeper positions. Might be looking for him here as the ball comes front post. McKeever got his foot in the way, and now will be a corner for Dalton. Ishizuka on the corner again. No short pass. He's going to go into the box. Into the back post. Bradshaw there. Another corner. Good defense there. We've got some height on this Potros team with the likes of Kwesi Paul, Uranga, McKeever, Bradshaw, all back there defending. Making it difficult to get their head to it for these Dalton players who don't have as much height on them. But you can see the strategy is not necessarily about height. It's about crowding that box as they'll try to play it across the goal, make it very difficult. Anything can happen. This ball comes in from Ramirez to the back post over everyone. Noel's going to let it roll for a goal kick. Chance for Potros to take their time as we reach the 40th minute of this match. Paul being a demanding force there in the back, talking to his team. Again, the Kwesi Paul making his debut today with a lot of experience under his name, having played for the Grenada national team, having played in USL with MOBA. Now making his debut for Potros today. Ball forward. Uranga goes up for it, but Saika's the one who wins it. Ishizuka, the playmaker for Dalton, gets it wide to Barajas. Ishizuka continuing his run. Barajas cutting inside. Now Saika. Around to Ramirez. Van Buskirk there to clear the ball out. And again, we see when Potros have been sitting deeper in that midfield, they've been more successful at defending. When that time they stepped a little bit higher was the time when Dalton finally was able to break the score for themselves. Now a ball to deal with here as it comes to Ishizuka again, but this time Uranga was in the right place to get it away. Marengo with the throw. Puts a cross in. Saika with the flick. Ishizuka. Barrow gets his foot in. Got a little bit of contact, but not enough for a foul according to the referee, but we will stop play now for Barrow to get some attention if needed. But it looks like just within the follow-through, maybe caught the cleat of Ishizuka. We will now see he will get some attention. But Omar Barrow, another player who's come into the squad this season, has made an impact in his games, has started every match so far this season. Unfortunate to get a little bit of a knock there. We'll see if he's able to continue. As we're just a few minutes, but there's the man of the hour so far, Nazario Mbomio, with his 2 goals to give Potros the 3-1 lead. We had the free kick from Uranga as well in the 16th minute, followed by Mbomio's 21st minute and 38th minute. Only 3 minutes after the Dalton United goal that brought them back into the game. So we reach the final minutes of this half. We will expect a little bit of added time as there have been a couple stoppages. We had the one for Arreguin earlier who needed some attention. Now Barrow. But it looks like Barrow will continue. He's signaling to the bench that he should be able to continue, but he will need to step off for a second, I believe. We'll see if the sub does happen. We'll see what changes are made. Barrow still quite slow to get off to the sideline. But now a little bit more energy in his step. We'll see. But the ball will play, I believe, with the goalkeeper, Verona. Ball back into play. Barrow waits on the sideline to re-enter the match. Goalkeeper Cameron Verona making his 77th appearance for the club today. Playing the ball forward. Looking for McKeever. Can't get his head to it, but does enough to put the ball in a loose space. Now a chance here for Oranga to get some control. Back to Paul. A long switch looking for Lima, but only finds Barajas. A chance here now for Dalton to turn with some space. Van den Essen. Good work there from Mbomio to come back and win that ball back. Now Lima going to look to try to go forward, but doesn't have the support he needs. Comes back to Van Buskirk instead. Now Bradshaw. Can Bradshaw find Oranga in the middle? He does. Good work here from Potros to get control of the ball. A minute remaining of regular time in this first half. Long ball forward, looking for Mbomio, but doesn't find him. It was too far behind. Ishizuka. Finding Saika. And now Saldana. Saldana looking for an option to go forward. Trying to play it behind Bradshaw. Has Barajas running, but Barrow just misses that one. And now a little bit of communication needed. Pressure from Brown. And now Barrow's forced to put the ball out, but managed to get it off of a Dalton United player. And we will have a Potros throw-in. We'll try to get an indicator from the referee of how much time will be added in this first half. We had a couple of stoppages. Looks like we're getting a signal from the fourth official, but didn't quite catch what it was. I believe it might have been 4 minutes, but it was hard to tell from up here on the far side. Ball thrown to Noel. Noel can't get control. Now Saika coming away with it. Saika continuing. Trying to find Ishizuka wide. Ishizuka putting across to the back post. Bradshaw up and heading away. Not dealt with yet. Ruiz. Now Brown flicks it on, but Verona's going to control that one. Verona now picking it up. We're into added time. I believe it was 4 minutes added in this half. Kwesi Paul looking for Mbomio. Saldana gets his head to it. Still has to deal with it. Mbomio continuing. Now Marengo gets his foot to it. McKeever has support. McKeever tries to go himself. Runs into pressure. And makes a foul. Oh, he's going to be careful with that one. He's on a yellow card, but referee decides just a foul this time as McKeever tried to go for the ball and just tripped over the Dalton player. Wasn't really stopping a promising attack or anything along those lines, but McKeever has to be careful with those. On another day that he could have been sent off right there. We'll see what Frankie Ruiz decides at halftime. Needs to keep that in mind. Doesn't want to go down a man in this match. But we also saw McKeever get that assist for that second goal, so he's an important player for this Potros side. Good possession for here by Potros. Looking for Bradshaw on the switch, but just too high. Paul, that's the second time he's done that one. Just not getting used to this field. His first match for Potros, probably not used to the width of this Marietta High School field. Needs to get his judgment down on those switches. A chance here from Ruiz to find Ramirez. Ramirez's ball is not going to cause any danger as that will fall to Verona. And Verona will take his time to pick this one up. Will carry it to the corner. And now he will pick it up as Brown comes forward. Final minutes of this match. Potros getting their chance to get forward. Verona's going to send it. And Mbomio gets the flick on, but McKeever was not close enough to the ball. That one's going to go to Mendez. Saldana. Saldana looking for the switch. Bradshaw gets a touch to it, but not able to control. But the last touch came off Barajas. Throw in for Potros. Ball thrown in. Noel with a nice touch. Oh, but his pull through too close to the keeper. Saldana again. Saldana has been really like the quarterback of this Dalton team, playing those long balls forward. Here comes another one looking for Ishizuka. Greenberg gets his foot in the way. And there is the halftime whistle here at Marietta High School. Potros with a 3-1 lead going into halftime. A great response from them after having some slow starts in other matches. Starting this one strong. The free kick from Benjamin Waranga. And then 2 back-to-back from Nazario and Bomio. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stick around to see a snippet from our midweek catch up with goalkeeper Cameron Verona at halftime, and we'll be back to bring you the second half in just a few minutes.
It's very difficult when you put your nose to the grindstone and you actually accomplish something bigger than yourself. It's really special. Realistically, there is only 1 day per week that I actually have time to just do what I want to do.
Welcome back to the Potros FC podcast. It's been a while since we put an episode out, but we're going to be trying to get a weekly series in where we get to know some of the people involved in the club, starting today with Mr. Cameron Verona, also known as Mr. Insane.
What's up, guys? I'm really happy to be here. When they told me about this type of project we were going to start doing more frequently, I was really stoked to be a part of it because doing stuff like this in the media realm is something very exciting to me personally, and also as a player, talking about the club and our accomplishments individually and collectively is always something that I want to do.
We have no better first guest than the Mr. Insane right here. He's been with the club for a bit, so we'll get to know a little bit more about him. Probably won't be the last time you see him on here, so I think we can just go ahead and get started. So first thing I want to ask you is just how has your experience at Potros been compared to other clubs that you've been in kind of throughout your life?
Dude, let me say this first off. As someone who has experienced the limbo of adult soccer in Atlanta and even just surrounding area, and how lawless of a place it can be, how hard it can be to find a place you can call home, the club, you guys, everybody, Potros, is second to none, is the most professional environment that I've been able to be a part of, which I'm really grateful for. I got out of college in 2021, which was pretty organized for what it was. Going to play for a team in Michigan for 2 months, came back here, was bouncing around from a couple different places and just kind of trying to find my foothold in the community post-college, which a lot of people don't talk about, can be kind of daunting because you just left a place that was pretty much your guaranteed home for 3-4 years into a new place. So getting into this new environment and then coming across you guys by happenstance through a trial, a showcase, through a different agency altogether. This is a club that does it right. This is a club that has put players first. It is a place that allows people to use it as a stepping stone, as a place to get more professional as a person, as an athlete, and in general is probably the best soccer experience you can get at this level in Atlanta and definitely the Southeast.
That's awesome to hear. I mean, this is not trying to underplay what you're saying there, but just thinking about the time when you were on trial and we did play against you. I do remember thinking, man, we should have won that game by a lot more, but their keeper was insane. And then you came up to us after the game saying, hey, you guys looking for a keeper? We were like, yeah, sure, man, you can come on in. So no, it's great to have you since then, and glad that the experience has been professional for you, because I mean that's something that we always try to do. I mean, you know, we say it all the time, that we try to make this as close to the professional experience as possible without actually being at the professional level. So yeah, so in the club, I mean, everyone knows you as a goalkeeper, as a player. What other kind of roles do you have within the club? How else do you help in your years here?
With a club such as this, at this level of soccer, where collectively across the board, this is not a dig at ourselves, this is not a dig at anybody else, but the money doesn't really flow in very fast, right? So this club has to be kept afloat by its players, by its administration, so that often results in people wearing many, many hats, as it were. I know how much you do behind the scenes, how much Chris does behind the scenes, And in that respect, I try to help out a lot as much as I can as best I can on the field and behind the scenes. So I came in just as a keeper, and then immediately it was like, oh, well, hey, I can kind of help out and coach the goalkeepers. I can put us through training sessions. I can take that stress away from you guys, and I can kind of put that on me and let that take care of itself while you guys worry about more important things, or not more important, but just things that you guys can better put your energy towards. And for me, I also have a communications degree from Piedmont University. I do a lot of media work, and something that I was trying to break into for a while was content creation and social media kind of operation, not really the posting so much as I've done before, but contributing content in that respect, as well as helping with the media operations. And this club has also given me a platform to do that. And coincidentally, my current job, my full-time job, actually was acquired through networking done through this club. So pretty much my entire life currently is exactly where it is right now because of Potros.
That's awesome. And then, I mean, Frankie says it all the time too. Like, it takes a village to do anything, like especially in the soccer world.
Country, dude.
Yeah.
It is like no one, anybody watching this, listening to this, there is not a single club out there that doesn't take a monumental force of paid employees, volunteers, and just people doing more than they're actually supposed to do for it to operate.
For sure. And then even with the amount of help that we've had and everything, you have two of the captains on the field doing a podcast right now. So it's like, it's fun. I'm not saying that as like, oh man, we have to do this, but it's kind of the reality of things that we don't have the luxury to be able to focus in on just one thing at this level, because to be able to do that requires lots of money. I mean, I've talked with Christopher about this before, but like the level or the difference in the budget that it takes just to go from USL 2 to USL 1, like based on articles I've read and doing like our own research, stuff like that, was like up to like tens of millions of dollars. Like it's unreal the amount of money that it takes once you do get to that professional level. So being able to do something as close as possible at this level with the limited budget that we have is, I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, and it's also just really gratifying to see that we can help people get that experience and then also help people make it to the next level in other ways as well.
It also goes to show you how much can actually be done without all that funding, and it makes you ask questions also, like, okay, where's all this money going for these clubs if they're not able to accomplish certain things in that capacity? So
it definitely takes passion.
Yes, passion. You can't run a football club without passion. That's for sure.
Because if you're in it for the money, you're be long gone.
Just full stop. In the least professional way I can put it, if you are looking to profit off of a soccer team, you are dumb. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's just like, I mean, there's ways to do it, but not in the way where you can have like sustainable growth.
Right.
At this level, at least. I mean, there's a whole other difference with youth academies and other like training ways and stuff like that. And it's there are different ways to make it a profitable, sustainable business. But to have a club at the adult level trying to grow and expand the way that we're doing it, I mean, running this podcast is not making us any more money, so it's something cool. It's something that brings value to the club, and it's because people like me and you that care about it. That's the way to grow in this kind of field. So outside of soccer, you work a full-time job. How do you find balancing being playing soccer at the level that you have at such a professional standard and balancing that with a full-time job as well?
Whew. Oh man, it is hard. To give you an idea, they talk about time management in college all the time, which is something you kind of are forced to learn almost. There's still plenty of things you can do in college that you can procrastinate your way through and still succeed if you're decent at that sort of thing. But in large part, when it comes to balancing a professional schedule and playing at this level, at the level that it's at, and if I don't go to the grocery store on the day that I have designated to go to the grocery store, I don't have food for the week. Like I have to have it planned out exactly time wise, because I only have let me give you a glimpse into my schedule. So Monday through Friday, I work from 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's my full-time job. It's a remote job. I work from home. That's pretty nice, so I can have some more flexibility there.
Mhm.
After that, I am also the goalkeeper coach at Marist School in Dunwoody, and I have sessions I have to run in the evenings, usually Mondays, as well as games on Fridays currently with my set schedule right now. Plus training 3 times a week with Potros Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, plus 1 game a weekend, and sometimes additional little side projects here on my off day. So realistically, there is only 1 day per week that I actually have time to just do what I want to do. Every other day of the week requires my time be dedicated to something else. And because of that, if my time management isn't exactly what it's supposed to be, I miss a lift, I miss a run, I miss personal training, I miss something that keeps my level where it's at professionally, technically, in favor of responsibilities. Like I got to eat, right? I
Yeah.
got to make money to be able to afford rent, right? But if I mess up one little detail, the entire rest of my week is completely screwed because of that. So if you are coming into an environment, you can be a pro, you can be professional, you can get where you want, you can practice living that lifestyle, but you have to have your time management down because you can't fit all your trainings, all your workouts, and your job and your fun that you want to have, which by the way is a big sacrifice currently. You have to sacrifice a lot of those things, sometimes time with family, sometimes time with friends,
Yeah.
time to yourself, just to make these things happen. So a lot of this is what you're willing to sacrifice, but a lot of it is time management as well. It's very difficult, but I find it quite gratifying because when you put your nose to the grindstone and you actually accomplish something bigger than yourself, it's really special. So
Yeah.
I think that it's not for everyone, but it is possible.
And that's where like the passion comes in that we were talking about, because you said like you have to sacrifice the fun, the things you want to do. And it's like, to be able to do this at this level with this much commitment, this much sacrifice, you have to enjoy it as well. Because like I love being out there and training. I love being out there in games. Like game
That's the
days are
easiest part.
what, yeah, exactly. It's like that's what I look forward to mostly in the week. So it's like, because we love it so much, yes, we are sacrificing other things, but at the same time, we are excited to be out there. And it's like, if you're not excited to be out there, it's just not for you. And that's okay. Not, I mean, everyone's different, but it's just, you have to find that thing that pushes you to be able to go out and have these insane schedules. And like you put it pretty lightly, because I mean, you're sending me pictures at the gym at like 1:30 in the morning some days. And like,
But to be fair, sleep is super important. I get 8 hours of sleep a night. My schedule allows me to do that. But yes,
yeah,
I wake up late. But that is when I have the time to go to the gym. That's what I'm gonna be doing tonight. I'm
exactly.
gonna leave practice, go straight home, go to the gym, probably go to bed by 2 in the morning
Cook a
to
steak
get
at
a full 8 hours of sleep, cook a steak at 1:30 or something, and then get up at 10, do it all again.
Yeah. I mean, and that's also, we are fortunate to work remotely as well. So we have a little bit more flexibility as well, that we
Yeah.
can be able to cook at home. We're able to do certain things at home that other people that work outside of their homes and then still have to make it to practices and still make it to games, that yes, we are making a huge sacrifice, but we're also very fortunate that we're able to have our job remotely as well. And I'm not saying that to downplay or say that like what we're doing isn't hard. It just gives me that much more respect for the guys that do it. Like they work a construction job all day and they come directly to practice straight from their work. Like
Dude.
that, it gives me, I have so much respect for the people that do that and can still perform consistently, still have a good attitude, still be positive, joking. Like it's just a lot of commitment for some of the guys that are here.
Yeah.
Welcome back as we get ready for the second half kickoff. Potros FC with a 3-1 lead going into the second half. Goals from Uranga and Mbomio. And then Ishizuka got the goal for Dalton United against the run of play. But it's been a pretty good game. Dalton with the most of the possession. Potros defending really well, not really allowing a lot of chances. The one time that they stepped up a little bit higher was when Ishizuka was able to get in behind. But besides that, Mbomio being clinical on his chances. Uranga with the free kick chance, who got one in the 16th minute. But as we get ready for the second half, we'll see if any of these coaches made a change. We're hearing that Omar Barrow for Potros may not be able to continue after picking up a knock near the end of the first half. So we'll see what player comes in. I believe it's going to be Branderban, the one who comes in for him in the defense. So we'll see what, if any, changes from Dalton. Unfortunately, we didn't get a roster for Dalton for their subs. So any changes that they make, we'll have to try to figure out who they are. They've only got about 3 subs on the bench today. So if they do make any changes, we'll be limited to who they might be. But as the referees get back onto the field, the subs getting their last touches in as they get ready to make an impact in the second half. And again, we will see that change with Brandervan coming in for Omar Barrow for Potros. If you liked what you saw at halftime, that podcast with Benjamin Uranga and Cameron Verona catching up during the week, speaking about what it takes to play at this level, the amount of commitment, the amount of work that it takes to get in the UPSL and the aspirations of the players to go one step further. You can watch that full podcast on our YouTube channel. By going to our channel, you can subscribe as more episodes will be released in the near future. But we get ready for the second half. The referee's now entering the field. Potros with a 3-1 lead. Let's take a look, if we can, at the goals from the first half. Start with that free kick from Benjamin Uranga, the edge of the penalty area in the 16th minute. As he just found that far post and sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, able to get Potros into the lead there. And we'll get one more in as we see that the 3-1 goal here from Mbomio. 1v1 with the goalkeeper, able to find that bottom corner. So Nazario Mbomio with his 2 goals today and 1 goal last time out, 3 goals on the season. Now the second top scorer for Potros. And we'll see Duero talking to the referee. Not sure what that's about, but it looks like he's complaining about something. An interesting time to do it as the referees come back onto the field. But we will get ready for the second half. And again, Branderban will come into this team at center back to replace Omar Barrow, we believe. We'll see as they line up. But Branderban was a big key player in that title-winning season last spring. Started at the beginning of this season, lost his position at an early part of the season, but now coming into the squad in the second half for this match. And Potros will have the kickoff going from right to left on your screen. Don't see any changes from the Dalton side other than a few players maybe swapping positions. It looks like Barajas will now go central and Ruiz will come out to this right-hand side, to the near side. And we're underway in the second half. Potros with the kickoff, getting forward. Paul going forward, looking for Bradshaw. This time gets it right after a couple of missed passes in the first half. And quickly, Van Buskirk quickly switching the ball. Uranga now carrying forward, looking for an option. Goes with Greenberg. Greenberg has an option to play back. Paul. But Potros starting this half with a little bit more of an idea to move the ball around through the back. They're not going forward as quickly as they did in the first half. Not sure if that was something that Frankie Ruiz talked about at halftime or if it was something that they just decided to do. We'll see how this half continues if they kind of go down that path. Branderban getting his first challenge of the day here with Brown. Ends up winning it, but after a few missed touches, and now throw in for Dalton early on. No changes in the front. The throw-in comes in. Here's Ramirez. Jurgen Ramirez gets the ball into the box. Paul's going to clear it out. Ruiz, who's now on this wide area, played more centrally in the first half. Connects with Ramirez. Ruiz again. Now finding Van den Essen. Van den Essen putting a cross in, looking for Brown, gets over him. The header from Paul finds Saika, but Uranga there now to play the ball forward. Mbomio trying to win the ball with Marengo. Saldana ends up going back to Mendes. Marengo trying to find a ball through the middle. Uranga picks it up. Uranga carrying, finding Mbomio. Mbomio with McKeever. McKeever back to Mbomio. Oh, but can't get that second ball, but wins the corner kick. Mbomio's looking for that hat trick today against Dalton United. Corner kick here from Spencer Van Buskirk, looking for options. Goes all the way across. Paul gets up. And his header into the hands of Mendes. Mendes rolling it out. Here's Saldana. Saldana with the long ball that he's been looking for all game. Gets it wide. Nice turn there from Ishizuka. Ishizuka continuing to cause problems for Greenberg on that far side, as he did in the first half. Still with possession. McKeever coming back. McKeever getting in front. And it looks like it's going to have gone out. It's going to be a corner kick for Dalton. But Ishizuka, once again, like he did in the first half, driving that attack for Dalton, getting the ball into dangerous places. Very difficult to get the ball off of him, and ends up winning a corner kick and a chance for Dalton to get back into this game in the 49th minute. Crowding the keeper into that box like they did in the first half. Ishizuka's going to be on the corner. He's going to try to put it in a dangerous place. Going to be work to do for this Potros defense. Can he get it on target? Cross comes into the back post. Ruiz with the header across. Cleared out by Van Buskirk. Now Saldana. Oh, takes a deflection. Brown at the near post. Finishes it, but the flag goes up for offside on the rebound. So it will not count. Nearly for Dalton to get back into this game. Just unfortunate for Brown. Was in an offside position. We'll take a look once again. But again, as that ball got cleared out, Saldana with the shot took a deflection. And Brown, it's very difficult to tell from that angle if he was indeed offside. But nonetheless, in this match, he was called for it. And that goal will not count. So Potros getting off the hook. As that one, with a little bit of luck, fell to Brown, but luck was on Potros' side as well as the offside flag came up. Ball played forward. Marengo winning the header. Now Dalton once again. Barajas getting it forward. Brown flicking on. Now Van den Essen. Van den Essen from the wide spot. Bradshaw gets his foot in. Throw in for Dalton. Van den Essen throwing. Can't get through Lima and Noel. Noel continuing with the ball, looking for an option. Plays it forward to Mbomio. Mbomio 1 versus 3. Has Lima in support if he can find him. Finds Lima. Lima carrying. Now McKeever. McKeever on the edge of the box. Has Noel with him as well. Noel at the edge of the box as well. Gets across it. Oh, and it takes a deflection into the near post. Going to be a corner kick, but what a counterattack opportunity there from Potros. Nearly getting the 4th goal of the match, but it just deflected out for a corner. Great work there from the Potros attack. That first ball able to find Mbomio, and Mbomio with that hold-up play got Lima involved, and then McKeever and Noel in the support, nearly finding that finish. Now corner as Spencer Van Buskirk back over the ball. This time gets it into the middle. Paul up again. To the edge of the box, Lima with the shot blocked. Cleared by Marengo. As far as Branderben. Branderben lets it bounce. Goes back to Verona. A soft pass, but enough to get to Verona. Verona has to deal with the bounce and manages to clear it out. Time for Ramirez. Ramirez's touch is heavy. Noel has options in front of him, but pressure from behind. Decides to keep it. Van Buskirk. Now Greenberg. Jimmy Lee Noel. Driving into the box. Goes back out wide. Gets his cross in. It gets blocked. McKeever's going to let that one roll out for a throw-in. When you see the likes of Lima and Mbomio and McKeever and Noel all getting involved in that attack, and then you have the likes of Dadinho on the bench, it just shows you how no one would really want to be in the position that Frankie Ruiz is in, trying to pick that lineup. Here's McKeever. His cross is just too high and no one in the back post. Throw in for Dalton. But at the same time, you do want to have that position because you want to have those types of players on your team. Uranga stepping forward, getting a block. Heavy touch again from Ramirez. Now Lima. On this near side, looking to switch it to the middle, but over Noel. Now Saika will come away with it. I believe that's Saika. That's actually Ishizuka coming across. And even when he makes a bad pass, it finds his teammate. Now Van Buskirk with good pressure, winning a throw-in. It just seems that Ishizuka for Dalton cannot put a foot wrong today. But needs support from the rest of his team to do their job. Here comes a bouncing ball. Branderban's going to head it back to Verona. It's behind Verona, but Verona manages to keep the ball in play. As Brown was there with pressuring. Verona had the advantage of being the goalkeeper, able to use his hands. Kwesi Paul connecting with McKeever. Now to Greenberg. Greenberg looking back to McKeever. McKeever flicks it on to Noel. Now Uranga with pressure. Goes back to Branderban. Branderban to Uranga. Uranga back across to Paul. Back to Uranga. A good bit of possession as they're looking for opportunities. Now Paul going long. Lima's going to try to go for it. He decides to let it roll, but keeps it in play. 1v1 here with Marengo. Driving down the line. Puts a cross in. Mbomio on the front post with a chance. Cuts across. Shot was blocked. Nearly get a chance to get his hat trick. Greenberg. McKeever back to Greenberg. Potros in control right now. Uranga. McKeever again. Oh, but Greenberg's pass back was to a Dalton player. Still in possession as they get the throw in. Jimmy Lee Noel. Doing well, but can't get... Oh, still with the ball. Gets through, but fouled. Ball continuing. Advantage given. Noel trying to cut back. Now Mbomio. Oh, and blocked again by Marengo. Good positioning there from the Dalton defender. Still work to do. Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk cutting and having a shot. Blocked again. Marengo block after block. 3 in a row at this point. Play continuing. McKeever now. That one's blocked as well. And Mendez will keep it in play. But good work there from Noel. He got the foul at the edge of the box, but decided to keep going. Set up Mbomio in a good position, but unluckily not able to get it past Marengo. Marengo strong in the defense there. Paul playing back to Verona now. Verona with a little bit of a bounce, but has time to control it. Paul back to Verona. Verona looking for McKeever, but just a little too long. And McKeever with a little bit of luck on his side as he tried to turn, got caught up with Ishizuka, and the referee Brendan Donovan decided to give it as a free kick. So free kick for Potros. They'll continue to stay in possession. They've had a good run in the last couple of minutes with real control. Free kick here. Kwesi Paul is going to take it. The center back making his debut. Puts it into a dangerous position. Bradshaw. Oh, Mendez just could not handle that one. Bradshaw was there if he didn't get to it, but the pressure was enough to win a corner kick. So corner kick for Potros here. Hey. Corner kick here. Van Buskirk puts it in. Back post. Oh, but Paul was there, but just couldn't get to it. Referee says it came off of a Dalton player, and it'll be another corner. So they'll get another chance at it. Paul's been a real danger in those corners. I've been a real target. He had one that went into the hands of the keeper earlier in the half. Got to the second one, but not able to get it on target. And now the flag goes up. So the referee will come and look. This is Ethan Bruns, the assistant referee over here. Saw something that he needs to talk to the referee about. Looks like it was something going on at the Dalton bench. So now Donovan will come over to the Dalton bench, talking to fourth official Griffin Westbrook. And it looks like it's going to be just a warning. Maybe something that was said or along those lines. Obviously, up here in the press box, we don't get to hear what's going on down in the field. So we're not gonna make any accusations, but just from appearance, that's what it appears, that there must have been some words said. Corner kick. Jimmy Lee Noel taking it this time. A short one. Ishizuka can't get it out. Van Buskirk's not able to get that one controlled on target. It's going to be a goal kick for Dalton. Ball played forward. Can't find his teammate. And again, we've seen Ishizuka really be the key player for Dalton, but not really able to get that many other players involved. Brown has probably been the next most dangerous player. Van den Essen, their top scorer with 7 goals this season, not really involved in the attack much at all today. And as we say that, they try to get it to him, but flick on was too close to Branderman. Now Bradshaw, his pass was a little loose. A chance here for Barajas to break through. He goes down. And again, Dalton only coming to the game with 3 subs, one of them being their backup goalkeeper. You wonder, it could potentially be like a spring break situation, maybe, but it seems to be playing a difference. They've also got their Division 1 team this season. Maybe perhaps some of their squad was split up between their Division 1 game. We're not quite sure. Just guessing as Ramirez puts this free kick in. Verona comes out, misses it altogether. The rebound is into the goal. It looks like it's going to hold off as the referee puts his flag up, the assistant referee. We're not sure what happened. But as of right now, the ball did end in the back of the net. Verona's still down. Assistant referee talking to the center. Assistant referee Carlos Rondon. So we'll wait as we wait to see what decision is made by the referee. Rondon explaining to Donovan what he saw. We're not sure what he's explaining. As this still waiting for a decision. We'll expect some time added on for this stoppage, but this is an important part of the match. This decision will make a big difference. Will Potros hold on to their 3-1 lead, or will it be 3-2? We wait for that decision. We'll take a look at it one more time. The cross came in from Ramirez. Verona got up. It's hard to tell exactly what happened. Bradshaw went down. And we're not sure what the decision was. I believe the call is a penalty kick. So based on that, the ball did end up in the back of the net. So what that would lead me to believe is that the goal was offside, but the assistant referee believed that there was a foul before the offside. And now the decision is a penalty kick for Dalton United. So the score will continue 3-1. And now a chance. But now the referee will come over and talk to the fourth official, Griffin Westbrook, and get some further information. So still some confusion going on between the teams, but as of right now, the decision is a penalty kick for Dalton United. The score continues 3-1. The referee talking to both coaches on the sideline. I think he's explaining what the decision was. We can see both head coach and assistant coach for both teams. So again, as we figure out what's going on, referees talking to the coaches, the decision on the field currently is a penalty kick for Dalton United. We believe what happened on the play was that a foul was committed by the Potros player before the goal, and that the player who scored the goal was deemed to be offside. So the referee went back and gave the free kick. We'll look at it one more time. A little bit confused about where the foul call was. But the decision stands. It's going to be a penalty kick for Dalton United. Jip van den Essen will stand up to take it, going against Cameron Verona. And then Essen, and he misses. He shoots it wide, and the score will continue 3-1 after 4 minutes of deliberation between the referees. Van den Essen steps up and places the ball wide of the goal. Potros will continue with the 3-1. Dalton still trailing by 2 goals. The top scorer of Dalton not able to convert that penalty kick, and it will end up in a goal kick. Not Dalton's day today, as they've had a goal disallowed for offside. Now they've had another goal disallowed and a penalty kick missed. But the play will continue as a foul called here against Branderband, against Jack Brown. Another free kick. This is where the danger came from last time for Dalton. So they're going to continue to put the pressure on in the 66th minute. Ramirez on the ball. Jurgen Ramirez has been a pretty consistent player in this game, linking up to those dangerous positions. Marengo, who's been a strong center back in this match, getting forward. They'll try to flick this one into the back post, but only as far as Kwesi Paul, who clears it. Now Noel. Noel's clearance finds McKeever before Noel now plays it forward. Play continue. Here's Mbomio. A 4 versus 3 situation if Potros can get it through, but they can't. That's Arrequin once again in the defense getting that ball. Arrequin. Now Branderben steps across and wins that one. Still work to do. Ishizuka, the goal scorer from the first half. Dribbling through. Van Buskirk with the pressure, but causes a foul. And now the Dalton will get another free kick. This momentum is shifting in this match. Dalton having a chance to get back in. They're putting on the pressure. Have not been able to get the results so far. Ishizuka going to be on this one this time. Cross into the front post. Verona going to handle that one easily into his arms. And we see some substitutes getting ready for Potros. Darinho and Russell Joseph up on their feet, warming up. See if we get some changes soon. Verona taking his time, using all 6 seconds that he has. Now gets it forward. McKeever up. Arreguin was up as well. Neither of them got to the ball. Now Saldana's able to clear. Jack Brown. Jack Brown's switching it here to Ruiz. Bradshaw getting across, clips Ruiz and gets another free kick. So a lot of free kicks back to back here for Dalton. Not able to convert yet. But now we will see Darinho step up to the line. Referee talking to Bradshaw, telling him that was his second foul in the similar position from earlier, giving him his last warning. Ramirez over the ball again. Puts it into the box. Oranga's up, but Marengo gets to it. Paul can't clear it out. Flag goes up, and it's going to be an offside against Dalton. And now we will see that substitution for Potros. And we'll see Darinho enter the match. And it's going to be Sean McKeever, the one who gets replaced. He's on a yellow card. A smart decision from Frankie Ruiz. And Darinho entering this match, the club's all-time leading scorer, the season's top scorer with 4 goals. Going to look to try to add one to help secure this victory today and also just help to get through the line. 69th minute, ball forward by Verona. Header from Saika, falls, but a foul called. Van Buskirk going to be over this one. Looking for Bradshaw on the back post. And good work there from Ruiz to get his head to it and put it out for a corner. A lot of stoppages in this match. Fouls and free kicks back and forth. Neither team really able to possess like we saw earlier in the match. It's going to be an interesting end to this match as Potros have a chance here from the corner kick. They're still sending Paul forward. They're still sending Oranga forward. And that one to the back post. Paul gets to it. Can't get it onto target. And it's going to be a goal kick. "20 minutes of regular time remaining. Marengo for Dalton United. Carrying the ball forward. Trying to get it forward to Ruiz. Ruiz wins it and flicks it to Brown. Van den Essen. Paul gets his foot to it. Brown now trying to flick it forward. Bradshaw clears. And Bomio, coming from an offside position, decides not to play the ball. Now Saldana gets it across to Arreguin. Arreguin trying to put it in behind. Here's Ishizuka. Greenberg able to get in front of it. Now Darinho getting his first touch of the match. Plays it to Noel. Noel looking for an option. Comes to Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk now wide to Darinho. Darinho looking for Mbomio, but the ball's too far behind. Brown. Wide to Ruiz. Dalton stepping forward. Now Van den Essen getting more in an attacking position than we've seen him in earlier parts of the match. Brown again. Barajas. Barajas trying to get a shot. Put off balance by the pressure. It comes to the far side. Verona off his line. Cross in. No one on the back post. Bradshaw's going to be there to try to clear it. Loses his footing. Van den Essen putting it back in. This time Uranga's able to clear. And now Uranga goes down. Grabbing his legs. Maybe some cramp. It's his first match this season in the midfield. Maybe needs to adjust. He's used to playing center back, and he will need a substitute. Uranga staying down, stretching his legs. We believe it's just cramp. Grabbing some water. Getting some attention from the first responder. And again, referee called over to speak with the fourth official. But we're going to get a lot of added time, we believe. Let's try to figure out how many. And it looks like it's going to be Danny Morera getting ready to come in to replace Uranga. And now Morera enters the field. Throw in for Dalton. Marengo on the ball. Throws it short, looking for Barajas. Flicked on. Cleared by Greenberg. It's going to stay in play, and Bomio's here on the near side. Gets control. Looking for options. Has Darinho on the far side if he can find him. Now finds Darinho. Darinho with an opportunity. Darinho! Shot blocked by Saldana. Nearly the chance there from Darinho. No substitutes made for Dalton United. They've got 2 available, but they're still with the same starters in this match. Potros have made 3 substitutions. Jimmy Lee Noel with the corner kick. Had 2 assists last time out. Can he find one today? It's behind everyone. Darinho there at the edge of the box. Lima picks up the loose ball. Nice turn there from Lima. Trying the shot himself, but can't get it down enough to go test the keeper. Arreguin for Dalton. Can see Saldana, one of the center backs, now pushing forward into the midfield. They're going to be throwing everything forward as we reach these final 15 minutes. This game is about to open up. Here's Greenberg. Now Saldana does drop back into the defense. The long throw-in is settled by Dalton. Here's Barajas. Wide to Ruiz. Now Lima coming back and helping to defend. Saika. Saika continuing with the ball, finding Ruiz wide. Hard challenge from Lima, but doesn't win the throw. Free kick for Dalton. Apparently, I think a foul was called against Lima. Actually, sorry, throw in. No, free kick. Free kick for Dalton. Ramirez. As we see Russell Joseph get ready to come in for Potros. We'll probably see him after this one. Ramirez with the left-footed cross to the back post. Verona's going to get up and get it down. Now Van Buskirk with the clearance. Playing it into space for Darinho. Has pressure from behind him, from Saldana. Darinho continuing. A tackle from Saldana finds Brown. Brown Has it, but can't get it on target. Unlucky there for the Englishman. And now we will see 2 substitutes actually for Potros, as Russell Joseph looks to come in to replace Jimmy Lee Noel, and 16-year-old Bryson Antochi will look to come in for Pedro Lima, I believe. So Antochi on for Lima and Joseph on for Noel. So Antochi normally plays as a left-sided center back, left-sided defender, left defender. Looks like he'll be playing higher up on the field today in the winger position. So maybe adding a little bit more of defensive strength on the wings, but also has the quality to go forward as well. Verona gets the ball back into play. Morera wins the first header. Falls to Antochi. Antochi finds Joseph. Joseph plays it forward. Mendez off his line, able to clear. Paul will let that one roll out, and Greenberg will take the throw. So now 5 substitutes of the 7 allowed for Potros made. They still have a few more options on the bench. They've got Jordan Yaffin is one of them, who got his first call-up this week. Ball headed around. Now Marengo comes away with it. Played wide. A newly entered player here. We don't have a name for him. Or Dalton. Getting the ball into the box. Played to the front post. And a great block there. I believe that was Paul. Maybe Verona got his foot to it. It's a little hard to tell. But a great opportunity there from Dalton. And they win the corner kick. Corner for Dalton. Looking to crowd that box again. Ball comes in to the front post. Flicked on. Can't get it to target. Verona gets to it. Has Dadinho in front of him. Oh, but the referee says that it was already out when Verona grabbed it, so it will be another corner kick. Cross in the front post again, and Tochi gets to it. Saldana's ball played straight up. Van den Essen up, but Mbomio's the one who brings it down. Now Greenberg. Here's a 3v1 opportunity for Potros. Can they stay onside? Morera goes off, but Dadinho stays on. But no, the flag does come up, so it will not count. Either way, Mendez was off his line and got to it first either way. But a smart decision from the Dalton defender there. He held his line, allowed Morera and Dadinho to just veer offside as Joseph held that ball maybe just a second too late. But 11 minutes remaining. Still a 2-goal lead for Potros. A lot of pressure now from Dalton trying to get back into this game. Mendez plays it forward. Bradshaw gets up and wins the header. It's going to be a loose ball. Joseph fighting for it. Now Kwesi Paul gets that one down. Saldana stepping forward. Great work there from Morera to play that one out. Throw in for Dalton. Long throw in made, and Verona comes out and grabs it. Verona looking for Nazario and Mbomio. The ball gets behind Arreguin. Mbomio's there. On a hat trick. Has Joseph with him. Tries to go himself. Has the shot. It's blocked. It falls to Joseph. But now cleared by Arreguin. Morera gets up trying to win it. It's still loose. Another loose ball. And Tochi goes for it. Falls to Dalton. And Tochi with a strong challenge, and it comes off the Dalton player last. Throw in for Potros. 9 minutes. We're expecting a hefty amount of added time in this match. probably about 5 or 6 minutes added. We'll see when we get there what we believe that we'll try to get an indicator as we get closer to the time. Bradshaw with the throw-in. Potros has a chance to put this one to bed if they can get another goal. But a great challenge there from the Dalton player. Dalton continuing. Van den Essen looking for Brown. Back to Van den Essen. Has some space. Carries forward. Looking for Saika. Paul there. Brown's shot blocked. Still working. Morera with a challenge. Still work. Still with Dalton. Cross coming in. Paul gets his head to it. Joseph. The Dalton player gets to it with the volley. Nearly finding the back of the net. Just too high, but that was a great attempt there from the Dalton player. You can see now they're only leaving 2 defenders back and attacking with everyone else. So Dalton throwing everything at that they can. Potros having opportunities on the break, but not able to finish them. But if they can get one of those in, that might just be the end of this match. Verona with the goal kick. Finds Dadinho. Dadinho loses his footing, and now the Dalton player will come away with it. I believe that was Saika, but the foul called. And that was not Saika. I believe that was actually... Now we can't... Hard to tell who that Dalton player is. Free kick for Dalton. I think that was actually Ishizuka, the one who was fouled. He's the one who takes the cross, finds Van den Essen, flicks on. Greenberg gets his foot to it. Brown trying to control, but man, Buskirk makes it difficult. Now Dadinho, can he break? Morera looking for an option. Tries to play in behind. Mbomio is going to try to get to it before Mendez. Mendez gets to it first. Greenberg once again winning another ball. Now Morera heading forward. Mbomio. Wide to Dadinho. Now Morera. Morera to Greenberg. Oh, hard challenge there from Saldana. Free kick called. And now the referee will come over once again. And a yellow card shown to one of the administrators on the bench, one of the bench staff for Dalton. We believe... Here's Van Buskirk with the cross. Mendez up to grab it. Jack Brown, Branderban getting in front. Great tackle there from Branderban. Saldana forward. But it's going to roll out. Verona decides to keep it in play instead of letting it go for a goal kick so that he can take his time and pick it up. Here's Van Buskirk. Looking for the long switch. Finds Dadinho's feet. Dadinho flicks it on for Joseph. Joseph carrying. Finds Mbomio. Has Antochi on the far post if he can get it across. Tries to, but gets blocked by... Good block there from Marengo. He's been a very strong defender for Dalton today. 5 minutes remaining of added time. Potros almost over the line to get their first home win of the season. Uranga in the 16th minute, Mbomio in the 21st minute, and Mbomio again in the 36th minute, making the difference in this game so far. Dalton did have 2 goals in the second half, but both were disallowed. They had a penalty kick that was hit wide by Jip Van den Essen. And now Potros with an opportunity to take all 3 points. A corner kick, Danny Morera will be the one to take it. All 4 of Potros' defenders are staying back. Cross comes in, looking for Joseph on the far post, goes over him, and Tochi gets to it. And Tochi tried to play it back, but ends up getting it to Dalton's player, Saika with it. Saldana carrying. Saldana still with the ball. He started as a center back, and great tackle there from Greenberg to step in front of it. Now Dadinho. And Tochi trying to get forward, but again, the ball behind him. Here's Saika. Now Ishizuka, the goal scorer. Hasn't been as involved in the second part of the second half. Van den Essen. Dadinho coming away with it. Forward to Mbomio. Mbomio tries to turn. Arreguin. Mbomio's going to get to it first. Still going Mbomio. Still going for Mbomio, but the last touch from Saldana was enough to get it out of his stride. Mendes was able to pull away with it. Here's a chance for Dalton. Getting the ball forward. Ishizuka has to get through with Kwesi Paul and commits a foul instead. Loose ball flicked on by Dadinho. Russell Joseph trying to win it, but commits a foul. Free kick for Dalton. The free kick from Mendes played directly out of bounds. And that's exactly what Potros will want at this point in the game. They'll take their time to get the ball back into play. As that one went all the way over the fence into the forest behind the benches. Greenberg's throw. Mbomio trying to flick it on. Loose ball falls to Joseph. Bradshaw coming forward from the left back. Back to Moreda. Taking his time with the ball. Van Buskirk now back to Bradshaw. Played forward to Mbomio. Stayed onside. Mbomio continuing. Runs out of space and now Dalton gets the throw. And Tochi does well. But Dalton gets the throw. Here's Jack Brown. Bradshaw coming back to try to defend. Cut inside Brown, but Brown loses his footing and not able to create any danger. Kwesi Paul playing the ball forward. Here's Mark Bino Dadinho. Taking his time to connect with Moreda. Moreda wide to Ntochi. Ntochi trying to get it to Mbomio, but just not where Mbomio was expecting it. He was expecting it to his feet. Went to the space instead. Mendes calling the Dalton players to get forward. Looking to send it there. Brandervan getting up. His header falls loose. A chance here. Saldana with the shot. And the front post. Can't get it on target. That's the center back from Saldana getting forward. Started at center back. Now joining in on the attack. But nearly had a chance to get his team back in. Bradshaw just got a touch on it to put him off. Now into added time. Didn't see how much was added. We're expecting a pretty decent amount. Remember, with that penalty kick, it was 4 minutes before that decision was made. As the cross comes in, and now Mbomio a chance to break here, but falls to Saika instead. Moreda plays it off Saldana and wins a free kick in the process. And a yellow card shown to David Saldana. Poor Dalton. A missed kick there from Verona, playing it out of bounds. Dalton will have a chance to have a throw-in. Long throw-in over the top. Barajas gets it across. And a penalty kick will be called as a handball played against Kwesi Paul. The assistant referee saw it. Referee looks like he missed it, but I believe it was the right call. It looks like it came off of the hand of Kwesi Paul. We'll see if we can see that one again. So a late penalty kick. We saw one earlier in the match, missed by Dalton. They'll have another chance here as that one came off the hand of Paul. This time, I believe it's Ishizuka who steps up for it. The goal scorer from the first half has a chance to get a late goal to put Dalton back in it if he can finish this penalty. Ishizuka finishes it. Goal for Dalton. Ishizuka gets his second goal of the match. 3-2 goal for Dalton in the 93rd minute. We believe there's at least 3 or 4 minutes added on. A chance for Dalton to steal some points here at the end of this match. Van Buskirk with the shot from the kickoff. It's short and into the hands of Mendez. And now a chance for Dalton to get everyone forward. Mendez putting the ball down. Playing it forward. Paul up to win the header. Second ball won by Dalton. Wide. Here's Greenberg trying to put the pressure. Dalton getting a cross in. Needs to be cleared. Paul clearing it. Can't get past Marengo. Kept in play, but only to a Potros player. Now Russell Joseph, but good tackle there from the Dalton player to stop that one from going through for Joseph. Ball thrown in. Finds Darinho. Flicked on for Joseph. Tried to find Mbomio through. Now a big gap here for Dalton to come forward. Ball played forward looking for Saldana. Brandervan's going to get across to it and clear it out. Throw in for Dalton. Gonna look for the long throw. Saldana on it. Almost every player is in the penalty area except for the goalkeeper of Dalton and one other defender. Cross comes in. Kwesi Paul heads it away. Trying to head it back to Saika. Wide to Saldana. Saldana trying to go 1v1. Van Buskirk manages to get it off of Saldana and win the throw-in. Now into the 6th minute of added time. We're not sure how much time was added. There may be some additional with that penalty kick in added time. But play continues on. Bradshaw will get it back into play with the throw. Forward, looking for Mbomio. Mbomio can't get to it. Now played forward by the defender for Dalton. Arreguin was the one. Van den Essen puts it in. Chance here for Saika. Second flick, and the shot is off target. Not able, but a nice bit of skill there to get it under control. Just can't get the shot on target. And there's the final whistle. Here at Marietta High School, Potros comes away with the 3-2 win against Dalton United. Thanks to the 3 goals in the first half, a gritty performance in the second half, 2 disallowed goals for Dalton, a missed penalty kick, and ultimately was not enough to get any points. Potros will come away with all 3 points going into the next match. Next week, Potros will be away against UMA FC, traveling all the way down to Seal, Alabama. Thank you for joining us here in Marietta High School on the Potros FC YouTube channel. I was Christopher Waranga to bring you this match, and we'll be back for the next home match in a few weeks. Thank you again, and have a good one.